Yeah, he's sharp, and it's not bad for an official first day of camp. You know, we've been ticking over the whole year. I haven't allowed him to get completely out of shape, and I think he's been a lot more aware of it since he's come back as well. That he has to stay active and give himself the best possible chance of bettering himself, and by doing that, you've got to be a proper professional and stay in shape all year round. And I think we're in a good place to start camp. His weight's under control, and he's firing. So I'm really excited to see. I believe it's steadily getting better in training camps. And in January we're probably 30% of what we are now. So I just want to keep pushing him, and I know his body will adapt to it.
And obviously this is all going on against the backdrop of Tyson Fury relinquishing his 2 titles, and obviously Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko seemingly announcing a fight in the next few days. What does that mean for David Haye, particularly the 2 belts that are now going to be vacant?
It means excitement. It means that there's lots of movement, and David's a massive name. Opportunities can arise, whether it's this next fight or the fight after. I think it's exciting for us. You can't ignore him, because he's such a massive name, and we've done the right thing. We've gradually brought him back, and now he's ready to launch his attack. And it just so happens that there's so much movement in the heavyweight division, so it's perfect timing.
There has been some criticism of the first 2 opponents, maybe not the first one, but the second one. There was some criticism that he should have gone harder. It's too easy for someone like David Haye. But do you think this is vindication? Like you say, he seems to be well placed now, considering what's going on now in the whole landscape in the heavyweight division.
I think so. Everyone's going to criticise the fact that he blew them both out of there, and they can just say, oh, well, they were never tested. But there's some other fighters that have made defences and against untested guys that have struggled. So people will never be happy, and we're not out there to make everybody happy, or we're just out there to do our job and get ourselves in the right position to shock the world, as it were. And they served the purpose. They proved to me that he can still perform under the lights, he can still finish, and I'm happy with where we're at. So,
do you anticipate his next fight being for one of those world titles?
I would love it to be, but as I said, there's lots of movement, and we'll just have to wait and see. It is exciting. I think with this Klitschko thing, it was supposed to be announced. They pushed the Tony Bellew last interview to the Monday, because they said that they were going to have an announcement by Thursday, when the normal last press conference would have been. So they probably anticipated to announce today. They've now pushed it to the weekend. They're now pushing it back another week. I've heard the fight's nearly done, but I'm sure there's a couple of little boxes to be ticked, and those things are sometimes the hardest things to get over the finish line. But once that all gets sorted out, then we'll see where the other governing bodies are at.
Does that mean that the opponent for David has not been decided, and with that in mind, does that make it difficult for you as his coach to come up with what you're going to do in the next fight?
No, it doesn't mean that they haven't been decided. A lot of these fights get agreed, and then they get that icing on the cake with a world title. So you'll find out soon. But it doesn't make. Look, I'm just preparing. I'm just getting him in shape. When you're 8-9 weeks out from a fight, you're just getting in shape anyway. You're just sort of getting everything sharp, and then the last sort of 2 weeks is just when you start doing tactics. So we will have an opponent by then, that's for sure.